important applications of microbiology is in the production of food and the preservation of food. So welcome to my fermentation room at home, where I make a traditional probiotic beverage called kombucha. Some of you have probably had it. It's associated with a lot of different health benefits, ranging from being anti-carcinogenic to being able to help treat gastric ulcers. So what I do here is I make 2 different batches of kombucha, and the really cool thing is that the culture is a polydiverse culture, meaning that it's comprised of a lot of different microorganisms, and it gets its name because of that. It's called a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast, or a SCOBY. So the SCOBY is actually a diverse pellicle, meaning that it's a cellulosic mat that sits at the top of the fermentation beverage. So what I'm fixing to do right now is to show you and introduce you to one of our SCOBYs. Now we have 2 SCOBYs. This SCOBY is named Pele because I brought it up from a culture that I got in Hawaii. And this one here is called Scooby-Doo. So I'm going to show you Scooby-Doo today. So if you want to come on closer and take a look at this polydiverse pellicle, you'll see that this almost looks like human tissue, but what it is it is a culture of bacteria and yeast. And it includes things like gluconoacidobacter and acidobacter. And these are in combination with things like Zygosaccharomyces, a type of yeast. What you're noticing me doing right here is that I'm separating what's called the mother, which is the original cellulosic biofilm, from the baby, which is the one that is created as it's been sitting in culture over the last week or so. So what I will often do is I will rinse this with a little bit of vinegar. And this makes sense because, in fact, if you notice those 2 bacteria, gluconoacidobacter and acidobacter, some of you are nerding out and are chemistry people, and you know that acetic acid is vinegar. So I often will just clean this a bit with vinegar in between batches, and then I can take this original mother SCOBY, and I can place it back in a new culture of tea. So that's actually what makes kombucha unique, is that it is a probiotic beverage made traditionally from tea. So the tea also has wonderful antioxidant properties and all of the other health benefits that we tend to associate with tea. So this is a super cool application of microbiology, but it also touches on this idea of food preservation, because when we are making acids from our fermented beverages, or in fermented cheeses or buttermilk or sour cream, we know that that helps preserve the milk product. So for example, with sour cream, because it's acidic, it has a certain amount of lactic acid, it prevents the growth of pathogens, things like salmonella. So this is a sweet application of microbiology. Deaf Toad's probably my favorite.